Governor Wes Moore signed emergency legislation today ending ICE agreements in the state of Maryland. He signed the bill in a room full of immigration advocates.
That's right. Our Jonathan Hunter spoke to the governor and has more from Annapolis.
Putting pen to paper, Governor Wes Moore signed Senate Bill 245 and the House version of the bill 444. The legislation prohibits law enforcement in the state of Maryland from entering in or renewing 287G agreements with ICE. The governor says this will make Maryland safer for everyone.
We've seen 5-year-old children detained. We've seen parents too scared to send their kids to school. We've seen mothers dragged out of their cars.
Currently, 9 jurisdictions in the state have 287G agreements. These allowed detention centers to screen inmates to determine who may be in the country illegally. Law enforcement then could notify ICE. Supporters of the bill say the agreement allowed immigrants to be unfairly targeted.
We're a state that believes in dignity, equality, fairness, and keeping families safe. When families are afraid to call the police, to report a crime, and to seek help, no one is safer.
The governor made it clear he still believes in constitutional policing, and he also added that this new bill does not prevent law enforcement from working with federal officials to hold violent offenders accountable, and it does not release violent offenders back onto the streets.
And so our local law enforcement are still working to address the issue of the worst of the worst. The problem is that what we're seeing from the Trump-Vance ICE administration, that's not who their focus is.
The governor went on to say ICE is the largest and highest funded law enforcement agency in the country.
ICE received more funding last year than our entire state budget. And we've seen the results of an unaccountable agency with seemingly unlimited resources.
The legislation, however, has been met with a lot of pushback from Republican lawmakers and sheriffs who argue ending these agreements will not make Maryland safer. Members of Maryland's Freedom Caucus condemn the law. Delegate Lauren Erican says the Maryland Democrats' #1 goal for the session is to protect criminal illegal aliens. Baltimore ICE arrests more child predators than any other field office in the nation. While the rest of the state can barely afford their outrageous energy bills, Maryland Democrats are making sure more child rapists get out of jail. In Annapolis, Jonathan Hunter, CTV News.
With it being emergency legislation, the measure takes effect immediately, and law enforcement agencies that do work with ICE must terminate their agreements no later than July 1st.